This could really haunt the rest of his career.
It could, yeah. I mean, and you don't know. I mean, it's just what we know is that he had a knee issue in college, and clearly teams checked. I mean, they checked him out. He was still a second-round pick. So whatever the concern was, it wasn't enough to not draft him that high, right? So we know that, but we know that he had the knee issue in college. We know that he tore his ACL in his first preseason game, and we know that he suffered an injury in his first regular season game as well. So that's all we can go on right now. And I think durability at that position is obviously a big plus or a negative. And I know they've been excited about his ability, his talent, and what he can do in the run and the pass game. But I mean, you have to be on the field, right? And that's about him. I can't predict the future with him, but what we know so far is all of that.
John, is the front office now scrambling to find a guy in the practice squad to elevate? Are they looking at free agent options in case this Guice injury lingers for like a month or 5 weeks?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you definitely are going to look at various options, and I think they want to see exactly – I think they want to get more information overall on just the severity or how long it might be. They're fortunate that – listen, they don't – you need to get a guy – they have guys in the practice squad, so that's one help. They do have other guys, like Byron Marshall, I believe, is on Buffalo's practice squad. If you wanted to add another guy, you could add him. I also think it depends on other factors because they could make a move. For example, if Jordan Reed is going to be healthy, you would expect them to put J.P. Holtz down. I think they're waiting to fill that last roster spot to see what happens. I mean, and who knows? I mean, with Trent Williams, seems like it could be any day or any week or never. So you have some flexibility with that. So they don't have to add a fourth running back because you would have 3 on the roster who would be active. But, yes, you have to at least look at that and have guys ready to go just in case.
We can argue till we're blue in the face with Jay wants AP, he doesn't want him, whatever. He needs them right now. Talk about how AP changes the offense, though, right? Because schematically he's different, and I sort of get the sense that maybe Jay can't necessarily run all the things he wants to when AP's in there. But talk about sort of how that changes with him in there versus Guice.
Well, clearly his I formation comment was about an offense that he really doesn't want to run.
Right.
Now, they didn't run a ton of I formation with AP last year, but I'll give Sunday as an example. They were in their nickel package offense for almost the entire game. So that's with the 3 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 back set. That's why I think that's one reason why they really like Guice, and it's one reason why obviously they're going to give Chris Thompson a lot of carries because that's where they operate best. And so I think that would be that clearly with this lineup was his desired thing. Now, some weeks you're going to give, he gives you a lot of money, So I think because they did run that stuff with him last year, and they did run the RPO game with him last year, and there were some hiccups along the way with it, but there were also some times where it's like he was pretty good out of that, and I think so I don't know that it has to change it dramatically, but I know even like Chris Thompson was talking yesterday about the way that how it would change the offense just because of the style of the offense they ran Sunday. So, but, here's the thing. Adrian Peterson has some strengths as a running back, right? I think it's your job. It's just like if it's your job as a coach to run a passing attack that suits your quarterback, it would behoove you to run one that suits your running back as well. And that's not just on Gruden. That's on Bill Callahan as well. He's the run game coordinator.
All right. I'm glad you mentioned Callahan because we had Morgan Moses on the show. You may have heard yesterday.
A little bit, yeah.
And love him. Hope it continues. But he alluded to...
Let me say this. He's got to play better.
Yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm. A lot of those guys do. And that's what killed them, in those 3 critical drives right there, 5 penalties from the offensive line. No question about it. But my question is, I don't know what kind of bizarro world those guys are living in over there, and I love them. But, Morgan alluding to the target on our back, Jay alluding to the target on our back that we have.
What's that all about?
Some sort of 9/11 conspiracy theorists over there? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, I don't know. And I know there's is there something, because I know even Craig Hoffman was asking yesterday, is there something basically that is teaching. Here's this guy who's got this reputation as one of the best line coaches in the game. Is there a technique he's teaching that is not either not so much not allowed by the NFL, but makes it look like you're holding? And I was talking to someone last night, and they're like, he looked at the holding penalties, and there was one on Donald Penn he thought was like really a really bad call, but the ones on Morgan he did not think there were bad calls. Mm-hmm. I'm not big on conspiracy theories because
neither am I.
Why would everybody gets caught up in the name thing, and I get tired of hearing that every time there's a bad penalty against the Redskins.
Is it a name thing?
I don't think so, because why do the New Orleans Saints always end up getting screwed by some of these calls? You know what I mean? Like, it happens, and where calls go against a team. Why are the Saints being targeted? Because the refs screwed it up again at the end of the first half last night? No, and I think some cases you have to play better, and so I don't have a great answer for that, but I think that's one thing that.
Can we ask them why do they keep saying that? Why do they think they have a target?
I don't know. I think that's like when he said that comment after the game. I heard about it later. I got it later, but I wasn't there for it, because then it's like, well, the natural follow-up is, well, why do you say that? What is it that you're doing that they're not allowing you to do, or to do, but yet they keep saying it's illegal?
Jay's saying it too. It's not just the players. Jay's saying obviously we have a target on our back. What's he talking about?
I don't know, and I think the other thing I wonder too is, and I don't know this, like I don't know, and I think one part of me is like, once you start getting those, is it like a pitcher in baseball? If you have a reputation for walking guys, if there's a pitch on the edge, are they going to call it a ball because your reputation is that you walk a lot? I don't know, yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't have a good answer, because I think I don't get it, to be honest, and
right.
But I do think the thing to wonder about is, are they being taught something and they're executing right that the NFL is not allowing them to do, or that officials say you can't do it that way, or are they just being called for holding because they're not playing well enough? And I think you can look at each of those situations.